And today I thought I would actually finally watch that movie CODA, CODA, and kind of give you my thoughts on it, especially as someone who's learning ASL and kind of watching something that has a lot of signing in it to see how that goes, how it feels for me to understand it. Granted, I know there will be subtitles and whatnot, but Solomon's gonna go down for his nap pretty quick here. I just thought I'd quick do this intro while he was awake to try to maximize my viewing time of the movie while he sleeps. He hasn't been napping super long, so we'll see if I even get through it. But anyway, if you've seen the movie before, drop your comments below. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Are you someone who is learning ASL? Or maybe you know nothing about the language and you just really enjoyed the movie. Leave those comments below. I'd love to hear them. And by the end of this, I will let you know what I think. So we'll get to it in just a second here. Okay, the little guy is asleep. I'm gonna stick my phone on my, whatchamacallit, Osmo. So then I'm gonna get started on this movie. Okay, I got my mini movie snack. I got my water. Let's hope I can get through as much of this movie as possible before the little guy wakes up. So far, I think it's really good. Ooh, I'm already crying, I'm laughing, I think it's so good. My son just woke up, so I have to go get him. I'll have to finish this later, but so far, I really like it. Like I said, crying, I don't know if you can see the tear on my face. Laughing. Yeah, okay. We'll get back to this later. So I just finished watching the movie. I'm just like bawling my eyes out. Not because it's sad, it's just, there's just a lot of emotions. Granted, if you're new to my channel, I am also pregnant, so I probably just have some extra, things going on there. So for those of you who know nothing about this movie, CODA, I assume that's how you say it, C-O-D-A, I believe it's supposed to be child of deaf adults. So it's a deaf couple, and they have a deaf son, and they have one hearing daughter. And she kind of becomes the interpreter for them. They work on a fishing boat, that's how they make their money, and she basically interprets for them. She answers calls when they're on the boat, does all this stuff, and she is a high schooler. She is a senior in high school. And she ends up, she loves to sing, she just, sings, but of course, her family, like, they can't hear her because they're deaf, right? So she just sings for fun, but then she ends up signing up for choir at school and discovers that she actually has really good singing voice. And then she gets encouraged to audition for a scholarship because she doesn't think she can go, but then her music teacher's like, there's scholarships, I can help you with your audition. So she's doing all this stuff, and then there's complications with her working with the family and trying to do this other stuff, and she's kind of trying to find her own way and feeling stuck with her family because she is needed so much by her family, since they can always communicate with other hearing people, right? So anyway, that's kind of the basic premise of the movie. Of course, you can watch it yourself. You should watch it yourself. You can also look up other descriptions of it that are probably better described than how I just described it. But anyway, that is the basic kind of premise to the story. Just my first reactions, really good. Definitely, I would highly recommend. I used to watch movies a lot more and haven't really watched them in a while. And it was really good. Like, I would definitely watch this again. It's a movie that, even though nowadays I don't always think about purchasing movies as much, you can always find them on different streaming platforms and things, but it's like one that I would actually be like, oh, like I would buy that if I saw it probably on sale. But anyway, no, it was really good. I don't won Best Picture for Oscars. I didn't watch the Oscars or anything. I just heard that it had won. And then Best Supporting Actor. The actor who plays the main character's dad. He won for Best Supporting Actor, and I definitely think that it deserves both of those. Granted, I haven't seen a lot of other new movies recently, but super, super good. It reminds me, or it just, what am I trying to say here? It really shows me, like, I think sometimes about, how cool ASL is as a language. It's so expressive, and I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. I feel like you almost, in a lot of other movies that I've seen that, make me cry or whatever, I feel like there's just something about this language that you can just see the emotion so much more almost than if someone is just talking and sure using body language, but when like your language is your body and your hands and your face, it just like emotes so much more, which is probably also why I'm just like bawling. I also tend to cry at emotional movies. So anyway, it just makes me want to learn more sign language. It makes me want to get better at it. It makes me want to watch a lot more stuff with ASL. I have a really bad habit of just like, looking up signs here and there, but I always think, oh, I should, just watch different YouTube like stories told in ASL, or just find different movies and things that have it in it. But I never feel like I never get around to it, but it really makes me want to try to find more time to do that. So, anyway, really good. Highly recommend the movie, whether you're someone who is trying to learn ASL, whether you're someone who knows it, whether you're someone who knows nothing about it, maybe you're not planning on learning the language, but just, it was a really good story, a really good movie. Emotional, that's for sure. Anyway, that's, I think, all I have to say about it for now. Okay, so it's the next day. I just kind of recorded my initial reactions for what I thought about the movie CODA, just right after I'd finished watching it, when it was all done. And now I just wanted, I thought about it a little bit. I just wanted to add like a couple of things. So first of all, again, really good. I would definitely highly recommend watching it. 10 out of 10. So I know that it's not available in many places. I watched it on Apple TV. Anyway, so highly recommend the movie. Definitely if you're someone, so like me, I'm learning ASL and I really want to get more into watching more stuff that has ASL in it, different deaf characters, people. Incidentally, if any of you have heard of that show, Only Murders in the Building, it's on Hulu. It has Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, and Martin Short in it. There's going to, I think, be a second season coming out soon, but there's this really cool episode in the first season. If you haven't checked out that show, check it out. There's a really cool episode where one of the kind of side characters, you find out that he has a son, and that son is deaf, and the episode follows this character who is deaf, and it's basically all silence. You'll kind of hear like muffled noises and things, but there's signing in it. It's really cool. It's like a little unsettling at first because you're used to always hearing sound. If you are someone who's hearing, you're used to hearing different music and sound and whatever in movies and TV shows, but this episode is not so much like that, but it's really, really cool. So I definitely recommend that if you are interested in that show, or if you just want to go check it out. Okay, that being said, back to the movie. The signing is, it's so cool to me watching someone who signs so expressively, and I feel like you get that mostly from people who that's their language. They grow up and sign language, that's how they talk, right? So just the emotions and, it's a full body experience. Just, it really, it's not a movie that it's like a character dies and you cry. It's not like that. It's you cry because of just the emotions that this family is feeling and the complications that they have, and just the struggles that different members of the family are going through. It's the two deaf parents, a deaf son, and then the hearing daughter. So definitely from that aspect, I would highly recommend. It's really cool to watch, native signers
signs so fluently and just how they describe things and everything. It's I think it's really, really educational and really just it's just such a cool language. Also, just if anyone is interested in like my feelings on just the storyline and all of that, I think that it's a really cool story that just it relates to a lot of different experiences, a lot of different situations that involve maybe a person not necessarily feeling like they fit in a certain world or a certain area, right? So this family, the three of them that are deaf, they don't really feel like they fit in the hearing world, so to speak. And then the girl who's hearing, she's kind of pulled in both directions. She, in a sense, almost doesn't even fit with her family. She doesn't like fit in at school. She's kind of like in a weird place where she doesn't feel like she really fits. And so I think you can relate to that from a lot of different aspects. You know, you're somewhere new and you don't necessarily mesh with the people. You're in a new work environment. You're in a new city, a new place, you know, you move. And so I think just from that aspect too, you can really relate to these characters and the struggles that they're going through. So I really just wanted to mention that too. So if you're someone who's not learning ASL, not interested in learning the language, there's a lot of other really good things you can get from the movie, and it's just a really good movie. You don't have to be somebody who signs or is learning sign language in order to like the movie and really appreciate it. So that's all I really wanted to say. Anyway,
that all being said, thanks for watching.